Yes, I think, well, I know what everybody expects and wants. They want to win, you know, and in whichever, I'm quite sure, in whichever fashion this win comes, will be acceptable because it means qualification for AfCON, which is our big goal. I am very conscious, particularly of the last performance where we did not perform at our best. And I am also conscious that, you know, we have found it difficult to get the goals that we need to make the games more comfortable for us. So this I'm confident on, but still, you know, whatever my tactics or team that I go into the game into tomorrow, it is very much to score goals and win. But the last part of what I said is the most important thing. You know, we are up against a good side that know that they have to get something here. So I don't see a team, an opposition team, that's just going to sit back and allow us to attack wave after wave. So it's about getting the tactics right. I am conscious we need to score goals, and I said we will drive that onto the players and do everything we can for that to happen.
All right, thank you, Coach.
I can answer all three in one. You know, what I always have to do, I have to look at the balance of the squad. I have to look at the injuries that we've acquired before the squad was announced. And I have to get that right balance of experience. You know, is this, you know, the right game to bring in players that are not proven, that have maybe not been in the squad before? Yes, there can be some part of that, but also there has to be a part of having some stability in the squad in what is a vital game. So for everybody, there's nobody that has the right to be in any squad. They have to earn that right, and that can come in different ways. That can come with somebody like Andre, who's our captain, who's a big influence and respectful player around the squad, so for what he can add to the squad. And Edmund Adu, you know, for the games that he's played, and also for the options that we have in central midfield. And you might think different, but we certainly, as from offensive midfield, you know, we don't have as many options as what we have in other positions. You know, particularly players that have played and been in previous squads. So for every player that's in there, there's a thought process that goes on. You know, nobody gets into the squad just because it's a squad. There's a thought process for every single player, and that's for me to think about. It's always difficult for everybody that wants to pick a squad, because I'm quite sure if I spoke to all of you individually, the squad would differ by 5-6 players for all of you. But it's my responsibility to pick a squad that I think will win us the game.
Okay, what was the question about?
Finally, thank you.
Yes, I'm aware of Patrick. I spoke with him quite some time ago. He has had some difficulties. He had some injuries in that period of time, but he is a player that's very much on the radar, that we are aware of. I think he's injured at this moment. I don't think he's playing at this moment. I think he started maybe the first game of the season in the pre-season. So he is a player that we are aware of. But I have to say, he is, you know, certainly since I've been in this job, I've been made aware, or through, you know, our scouting system, through myself, there are so many either first or second generation Ghanaians that can be or are available to play. But Patrick is certainly one very much that we are aware of.
So you take the next one, then Sarah, and then Said.
Firstly, yes, it's good to see him in the squad, and I think he deserves it. I was fortunate enough to see him again on Sunday. Scored 2 goals and potentially could have scored another 2. It is and has been my responsibility to watch as many games as I can. I can only watch so many because although this is our local league, we also of course have a huge amount of players playing in Europe. So I watch as many games as I can, which allows me, one, to get an understanding of the levels of the leagues and the teams, but more so about the individuals. And Jonathan was one, I have to say, that was brought to my attention first before I had the opportunity to see him. So yes, he will be in the squad, and I say very much deservedly so.
Coach, Sahara.
Well, firstly, we apologise that we can't allow our fanatical supporters in for both training days. It's a difficult decision, but we have some work to do, some tactical work to do that, as we all know, in these days of social media and their mobile phones, so they can video and so. So it's impossible really to allow 2 days, but today we will, and we are always grateful. I don't think there's one player that's not excited to see it, to get an early feel of also what they can experience tomorrow. Most have experienced it, but it still gives us an early feel of what they'll experience. But I think also more importantly, it's an opportunity for the Black Stars to give something back to our supporters. And I have to speak about here in Kumasi because this is where we are and this is where the game is. But our support here has been incredible. We have a very competitive game tomorrow. Our support can make the difference. They can, and they have made the difference in the past. And we very, very much appreciate, and we hope as many as possible turn up to support us.
My name is Said. You take.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just checking something. Yes, I'm aware of Grijon. I've seen him play. I was in France a few weeks ago to see a few games there. So I am very much aware of. But what I can tell you is that you have mentioned one name. You could mention 20 or 30 names. That's and this is what I have found since I've been in the job. That there are, if I have to pick a squad, 24, 25 players. The amount of players that are very close to being in that squad have grown. And it's got bigger and bigger. And almost as each few weeks go, there's another player that's recommended to me, or through our scouting system, or through the files that we have. So he would just be one of numerous players. And I have a squad to pick. Those that are not in the squad, all they can do is continue or work as hard as they can in their club football, whether that's here in Ghana or in Europe, to do as well as they can to potentially at some stage earn the right to be in the squad.
Hello, my name is.
Final one. Yeah.
My name is Yampo Fujuna.
Yes, it's a good question, and we are very aware of Thomas's abilities in that midfield, and whether he's playing in a deeper position or whether he's playing higher in an 8, he gives the team a composure and a quality on the ball. But it's my responsibility to scout as hard as we can, okay, and identify similar type players. It is probably an area. It's probably an area that's there. Certainly for the ones that have been in the squad, we don't have so many. Kofi, of course, is somebody who's been out injured for a while, that has that type of ability as what we regard as a number 8. But it's my responsibility to source and find as find the amount of players that we need, the creative type players in midfield that Thomas would be.
Right, thank you so much. Right, so gentlemen, like we did say initially, the first to it, after the 15 minutes, please